I miss the sunsets while we ride it. Iris, your eyes look back, they smiling. Say you say you I miss the sunsets while we ride it. Iris, your eyes look back, they smiling. Say you say you Look, on 10 with a cool day. Can we get a minute to align when I go like this? Sunlight when the moon right. Can I get a second as a vibe when the sunset dips? Highlight when we sit tight, and I think I never had a feeling like this. All summer, no bummer, still in the V, no Hummer. La la la, moving way too fast, I go blast. Zooming through the city and the lights gon' flash. I just wanna be around you, let's make it last. VO's painted orange like the Zestone class. Yeah. Drop the top, the VO's quick. All swore like Vidor did. No games, but I'm sitting pretty. Move quick when we in the city. Nah, nah, nah. I like it when the moonlight hits. Shape embraces crazy when you move those hips. I'm in places that you still imagine it. Copy cases in it for the Vino sips. Like, I miss the sunsets while we ride it. Iris, your eyes look back, they smiling. Say you say you I miss the sunsets while we ride it. Iris, your eyes look back, they smiling. Say you say you
What's up, guys? You're tuned in to another episode of Rappler Live Jam. My name is Amanda, and that song you just heard was called Zesto by tonight's guest, Young Coco. Hi, welcome to Rappler. Welcome back.
Yes. Well, first time here.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's great to finally be able to speak to you in person because the last time we spoke, it was like over video call, and yeah, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, like I said, the last time we spoke, it was just online. And now live music is back and the music scene is thriving. What's it like to jump back into all of that?
This is kind of like my first taste into the music scene. So it's like, it's my first time for everything, every gig that I'm doing. Because like I started off in like 2019, and then the year after that, it was like, the pandemic. So I never got a taste of doing any live shows. So the way that I feel about it is everything is new.
Wow.
And I think all of us are super just excited about, like everybody's getting booked left and right. It's super fun to watch.
So you mean to say like it's only recently that you've performed your first like live show?
Like properly, yeah. Like I did like college gigs in 2019, but like I don't know if I count them, yeah.
Wow, what was that like?
It was fun. It's really just all your friends like supporting you. So that was fun.
And now, like, how is it performing in front of an audience? Did you ever get nervous like the first time you did a live gig?
At first, yes, but then you settle into it really quickly depending on your frequency. So, I ended up enjoying it a lot and, getting a lot of energy from, fans, but then also new fans. That's super fun to have, new fans, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that song that you just performed, Zesto, I think this is one of your newer songs, yeah. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, Zesto is my first single released under the label that I'm in right now, Off Mute. And it's a song that I made, I don't know, almost like, it was like last year, I think. And then, it's just, I wanted to make a fun song, kind of like inspired by Zesto, I think it was just a nostalgic visit to the past. Yeah.
Why Zesto?
I wanted to make a song that kind of like at that point in time I was kind of tapping into like my Filipino roots because I didn't grow up here, and in Indonesia I grew up drinking a different drink. It's called Buah Vita, and then I wanted to try to connect myself to something that is universal in the Philippines as well. And I thought, okay, if I grew up drinking Buah Vita, I'm gonna make the song about Zesto.
So since everything's new, like you said, like
Right.
you're doing gigs for the first time and performing in festivals for the first time. So has that changed how you write music? at all?
Wow, that's a great question. I think so, actually. You know, like it's a whole different factor to put into my music now. Because like originally, you know, I started off as like a bedroom rapper. I didn't have to think about like performing these songs, but now like I'm thinking about, oh, you know, if I write a song in this way, like how would it feel if I performed it live? You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
So like you're thinking of what's this gonna sound like in a stadium or on a
Exactly.
stage?
Exactly.
Wow. Is it more difficult?
No, I think it makes it more fun, actually. You know.
Interesting. So your next song for us, this is an older song, or at the time that we last spoke, this was your latest single.
Yes.
Yeah, this one's called Nova.
Yeah.
So mahilig ka sa like snacks, because Zesto and then Nova, and
Yeah.
I understand this is inspired by the chips.
Yeah.
So we've had our juice, now we're having our chips.
Yes.
For those of for the people who are finding you just now, can you tell them what this song is about?
Yeah. Like Zesto was inspired by a summer vibe, you know, drinking a cold Zesto. Nova is basically like a love song actually, but then it's disguised under the inspiration from the chip, you know. Originally I really wanted to write about the chip, and then it kind of was like this cute love song that ended up happening. But Nova also has like a double meaning. We sampled the Bossa Nova song in there.
Oh.
So Bossa Nova.
It's
yeah.
not just the chip.
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
not just the chip.
the
yeah.
music.
Exactly.
All right, let's hear it. This is
Yeah.
Young Coco with Nova.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Country cheddar, baby, you look like a movie. West like Anderson, but that ain't in the groovy. She just wanna hit me up, I'm talking late night. Holla at me, cause we staying up till daylight. She just wanna take time. Burn nobody like K9. See you at the gay ride, yeah. Switching on me, talkie, hit me with that reverse. Hey, Angel said G can get the gain up on that reverb. I've been mixing up that flow, I'm vibing off of vapors. If you asking, baby, chocolate cocoa is a flavor. Been Renee was since day one. Got lit strict like I'm Akon. Spin the block like my name day one. I got moves for the camera, baby, I like that. I got moves for your honey, can we run it on back? I got all these honeys sending texts, but I'm not cap. I've been down for you, baby, I've been down like that. Say it 1, 2, 3, 4 pesos, I got money. I can get you boba, baby, probably not no bubbly. Got a belly on me now, so shawty know I'm cuddly. Melanin on baby brown like me, we staying sunny. Country cheddar, baby, you look like a movie. What's like Anderson, but that ain't in the groovy. She just wanna hit me up, I'm talking late night. Holla at me, cause we staying up till daylight. She just wanna take time. Find nobody like K9. See you at the gay ride. Take your time with me, baby, just be vibing. Wanna ride, baby, take it to the sky, yeah. Wanna fly, baby, we can be a vibe, yeah. Save some time with me, take it to the sky, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
If you're just tuning in, that was Young Coco with his second song for the night, Nova. It's the chip and the music genre.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been talking about how, you know, the world has opened up again and your music has changed along with that. So, do you ever, when you're writing music, do you ever get writer's block? Like, I guess you do.
Yeah, I do.
Like, how do you deal with it?
This is actually something that I think I saw on one of my label mates' videos. Shout out Liesel May. One of the things I did do, or I try to do actually, is like if I feel like I can't create, I'll step away from it as long as I can. Because I feel like if I try to push through like a barrier, I feel like I might burn myself out. And I've done that in the past, so I take a small break from it and I try to come back to it. Yeah.
So that always helps. Like that always works for you.
You know, most of the time, hasn't failed me yet. Yeah.
There, you don't get any pressure from your label or from the management.
Di naman, I think most of the pressure comes from myself. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of like gigs and stuff, I saw that you performed in Singapore.
Yeah.
That was last year. Was that your first time performing there?
Yeah, it was my first time performing abroad actually. And my
Wow.
first festival gig ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was
Appreciate
that like? Like, of course, you were performing there with artists from all over Asia,
Yep.
all over the region. So, what was it like to be with them and represent the Philippines?
Super inspiring. Like I can't really put it into words. Like it was like a very overwhelming experience, but very positively, overwhelming. I got to meet a bunch of different people, a bunch of different personalities, and kind of trade some insights on how their country is doing musically, and representing the Philippines as well, as you said.
So, speaking of that, you've been collaborating with some of these artists, like from Korea, from Indonesia. What is it different, like when you're working with other producers from other parts of the world?
Surprisingly, it's not too different. I think it sounds a little bit cheesy, but like music is universal. That was a very Miss Universe answer. But
It works.
music is universal, and I think like when we're working on a song, we're kind of speaking the same language.
It doesn't matter if they're like all the way there and you're all the way
No,
over
no, no.
here.
Yeah.
Cool. So, is there anyone else that you'd wanna collaborate with in the future? Like, if it could be anyone in the world.
Whoa! Anyone in the world?
Yep.
Right now, if I had his number, I'd probably call up RM.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd
That
probably
would
call
be-
up RM. That would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, shout
Why
out
him?
Indigo. Cause
Because he already knows your music.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, but then out of a lot of the rappers, he has. I listened to his last album briefly, and he really bears his soul. Talaga. He's a very serious artist if you look at him. Yeah.
So, your next song for us, this one is I think this is your biggest hit so far.
I think.
It's called Manila.
Yeah.
So this song was the one that was co-signed by RM of BTS, and
Yep.
a lot of other K-pop stars apparently included this song in their playlist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how does that ever get old? Every time people come up to you and ask you about this.
No, not really, because I don't think I've fully accepted it yet. But yeah, it's a great thing. Yeah, that's
So-
happened.
As the title implies, I mean Manila. It's obviously about Manila.
Right.
And I notice this is a pattern with you. We'll hear it in your final song for the night. But you like writing about places, I guess.
Yeah.
Is this because, growing up as a third culture kid, is this something that you do?
Yeah, no. Actually, like a lot of like artists, they pull from different places. Like a lot of them talk about love. A lot of talk about struggle or like pain. Where I really pull from is really like navigating my identity. That's why you have songs like Zesto Nova, like Manila, my last song today as well. They're just things that like connect me to my roots. Whether it's food or places.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
because you write about something so personal. Like, is there any hesitation at all to put it out there in the world for like public consumption?
Not really. I think I personally like filter out, like already in the writing, I filter out how deep I'm gonna be. But then I think, I'm putting my story out there for somebody to relate, if somebody can relate to it, that's good. And yeah, I mean, I think I just believe in trying to create the most authentic piece of storytelling every time I try to write,
Do you think that makes you more relatable, not just to Filipinos, but also like to artists around the world, around the region?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think that adds to it. Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear your next song. This one is called Manila by
Yeah.
Young Coco.
Hey, where? Tryna groove for a bit. Hey, look. Hey, okay, look. Urban jungle, stepping on the puddle. My brace ejaculate the thoughts that's in the bubble. Working for the better tomorrow, working for the payday. Remembering the things that's in the past, that's in the heyday. Wait, back, time right. Sneaking so white. Coming through the city, coming out just for the night. Theo's got modded and all. And I'm whipping out my paper on my favorite star, Meg Nesta. Feeling like a jester. Swerving so heavy, I can huggle up on tester. Pouring out a bottle, just show respect for ones that I love. It's about a little time, I show Manila some love. Like Manila.
Got a couple hundred in my pocket trying to see her. Knowing all my stash, about to see if I can read her. Pulling up and got the bar to see if I can see on me. Got a girl from Alabama and she gon' be on me. Pulling up and answer, swerving on the skyway. Ain't no bad vibes, 2020, this is my way. My way or the highway.
Pull up in the Akas. Don't forget I don't fuck with drawers cause they don't respect the worker. Y'all know when the bike is seat, got him with a mask and a glove. And I exercise my right to pay respect to above. Filipino kid, just to mix the cultural things. Showing love to Manila, that's the city of dreams, yeah. Slide through with a couple of friends. Jamming out so heavy, got the jewels in my hands. Grew up in the city, call it JKT. On my 10 bass sauce and a couple of beats. Flew back to Manila and searching my own. Pay respect to the city that became my home, Manila. Hey, hey. You know.
Look, shit, got a couple hundred in my pocket trying to see her. Blowing on my stash, try to see if I can read her. Pulling up and got the bar to see if I can see on me. Got a girl from Alabama, she gon' be on me. Pulling up and answer, swerving down the skyway. Ain't no bad vibes, 2020, this is my way. My way or the highway. Run it back, shit. Got a couple hundred in my pocket trying to see her. Knowing all my stash, about to see if I can read her. Pulling up and got the bar to see if I can see on me. Got a girl from Alabama, she gon' be on me. Pulling up and answer, swerving down the skyway. Ain't no bad vibes, 2020, this is my way. My way or the highway. Hey, 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 Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum.
If you're just tuning in, that was Young Coco with his hit song Manila, and this is Rappler Live Jam. So again, the last time we spoke, I think you mentioned that you were working on an EP at the time. How's that going?
It's going pretty good. I'm working very, very closely with a good friend of mine, one of my day ones in music, Trizzy. He's also an artist. And we're slowly building out this EP. It's going to be called Sari Sari.
Ooh.
Hence, I guess my previous songs also kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Resto Nova. Sorry Sorry is something that I'm very, very, very excited for. And, it's, hopefully coming out sooner
Yeah.
than later, yeah.
So when you're working on an EP, is it any different from when you're just writing music and putting out singles?
Yeah, super different. It's funny because originally I had planned for this EP to sort of be just a mixtape of like different songs, different sounds, and it's still gonna be the same thing when it comes out. But then for the most part, I've started also curating how like the narratives are gonna be in the songs, where are they gonna make sense with each other?
So there's like a story to it.
Yeah, ish. But there definitely is an underlying theme with most of the songs. Yeah.
So what is the theme with Sari Sari?
Sorry is kind of like a product of me just trying to find an answer to what my identity is. It's on some deep stuff, but
We like the deep stuff.
yeah, for sure. It's really navigating that whole TCK thing, which one to call home.
So speaking of that, like your latest single, this one is called J-Town. So if the other song was called Manila, this one is called J-Town. It's for where you grew up, which is Jakarta. Can you tell us more about this song? Like before we'll hear it later, but can you tell us more about it?
Yeah. So just like Manila was like a product of like me paying tribute to the city that became my home for my college life. J Town was also sort of like a tribute song. I thought to myself like I'd always wanted to do a Jakarta song, but then I don't think I'd ever reached like the sonic maturity in my head to try to do that, and I felt like this was the right time. So J Town really is a song that's about like what the city's done for me. Not really like a nostalgic visit though, but it's like, hey, this is my city that I represent. I appreciate you.
So do you feel like you, as an artist, you represent both Jakarta, Manila, Indonesia, the Philippines?
Yeah, that was like a conclusion that I came to recently. I always thought, nah, it was gonna be an ultimatum, like which one I had to choose as my home, But like I thought to myself, it's like, can't I just represent both, So,
Yeah, why not?
yeah, exactly.
And the song includes lyrics in Bahasa.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
speak it?
A little bit, sedikit,
Okay, I
A
don't
little
know.
bit.
I
That
don't.
means
I
a
don't
little
speak
bit.
it.
Yeah.
So how do you know like what language to? I mean, all of your songs are in English
Yep.
mostly. Is that like by default?
That's by default. Yeah.
I guess as a third culture kid, that
Yeah,
it's your
That's
default
kind of like the
language.
common language between the both the places. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we hear J Town, why is it J Town PM? By the way, what is PM?
J Town PM. I just thought it felt like a nighttime song. The
Right.
sound selection, and it's a little bit darker from like my usual
Yeah.
sound selection, which is kind of a big jump actually. But it's also PM because I do have an AM as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a J Town AM.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Which is something we should look forward to in your upcoming EP.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is coming hopefully sooner
Hopefully soon.
than later.
Yeah.
Aside from the EP, anything else that you have planned?
Right now, I'm quite laser focused in doing as much as I can to try to collaborate with a lot of Southeast Asian artists, whether that be Filipino, like at home, or people from Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, where I'm from, Singapore. Just any artist from Southeast Asia is something that I'm really looking forward to for the year.
So as someone who's so in touch with like the music scene in Southeast Asia, where do you see it going in the next few years?
I definitely think we're gonna try to. I see us trying to compete less with the West. That's how I feel. I think a lot of the artists right now in this generation, be it this generation or the next generation, that'll really put us on the map. A lot of artists right now, I think we're doing the legwork to try to make a name for ourselves, not just to put the Philippines on the map, but like it's kind of a unified effort across Southeast Asia. That's how I feel.
Well, definitely, I think Asian music in general, I mean with K-pop, like
Oh yeah.
it's having a moment.
For sure, for sure.
Exciting times ahead for Asian artists such as yourself. So, yeah, we're heading into your last song for the night. You already told us what it's about. Thank you for being here and
you.
sharing your music with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Young Coco with J Town PM.
J-Town, J-Town. Yeah. J-Town, J-Town. Look. Popping out north at the Bayside, hit the big hands on the way just to say hi. Took a bit of time on the day I took a little bit of my time just to praise I. Been out how many since I've been back, been a long flight, caught a vibe, no say lie. Had a new vision for myself, but I'm back to the crib in a verse, I can say lie. Sila matata kabali, might hit the homies in Bali, what? Yeah, I used to be hella naughty, now I'm shacked up with my shawty, what? Rode a blue bike around Kalapakating, then I moved up to the ocean. Hit it one time with emotion, then running back with emotion, I do not lie, never bore home. My words are empty like Kosong. Used to be held me like Dolong. I cut on beats like it's Porton. Riding through city to sundown. Pass me the ball, get a touchdown. I done been down, but I'm up now. Cool city rapping for J-Town. Cool City reppin' for J-Town. I'm steady reppin' for J-Town. I'm steady reppin' for J-Town. J-Town, J-Town. On the right path, I was off track. Got attached to the bad habits that held me back. Now it's all zen, but it's staying. Had to take in all the time that it took payback. J-Town on my mind. J-Town on my mind. Got 4 P's in the cut, handcuffed on my double cup, running in a key jank truck. Cold when the scene on sign, had to burn it up. Call me on the cuts, the homies, what's up? Never on a lean, that charm I could never do. Been hella zoo was a young blazer. I could never lose, get a W while I'm on the news. Had a cruise till I got my flavor. Give me that beef, friend down, let me get it one time. Cause I'm flying out of big J time. Got hella spices, I'm nice with the flow. Y'all better know cold, but I slide through now. Came up on the north side, not the south side, but I got a couple bros, I can hit it right now. Took 2 steps in the city back home, no, cause he on coast, stay reppin' J town. What? I do not lie, never bore home. My words are empty like Quezon. Used to be help me like Dolong. I cut on beats like a sport on. Riding through city till sundown. I see the ball get a touchdown. I done been down but I'm up now. Cool City reppin' for J-Town. Cool City reppin' for J-Town. I'm steady reppin' for J-Town. I'm steady reppin' for J-Town. J-Town, J-Town. On the right path, I was off track. Got attached to the bad habits that held me back. Now it's all zen, but it's staying. Had to take in all the time that I took payback. J-Town on my mind. J-Town on my mind. J-Town, J-Town. J-Town, J-Town. J-Town, J-Town. J-Town, J-Town.